Breaking news, life is nothing. Video of people rejoicing after Governor Adeleke died and his deputy sworn in triggers reactions. I don't understand. That is exactly what life is. Okay? One man's misfortune is another man's fortune. That is it. Now Adeleke, Akeredolu is dead. Akeredolu just passed on. And Constitution does not abhor vacuum. That is the truth. Because between the time the man passed on and the time another governor is put in place, whether acting or full, there is a constitutional vacuum there which is not allowed. And that vacuum, anything can happen. So the thing there is that Ayedatiwa, the deputy governor to Akeredolu, has been sworn in as governor, and the video is now going viral, making rounds that they were just jubilating. Meanwhile, the actual governor just passed on and still lying in state, not buried yet. What a life. But what do you say? Are you going to tell them to kill themselves? Of course, it has happened, and life continues. Government continues. Nobody's indispensable. That is life for you. Okay, and I'm sure it is from that Bode George is trying to tell Tinubu and the rest APC people to learn lesson from Akeredolu's death. But again, let's get into the details of what the writer is trying to share with us here, how the swearing-in ceremony of Lucky Ayedatiwa is making rounds while Akeredolu is still lying in state. The morning of the death of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State ended quite fast in some parts of the state, following the swearing-in of the latter's deputy Lucky Ayedatiwa. Okay, so what is happening here is that the morning of Akeredolu was cut short by the swearing-in ceremony of Lucky Ayedatiwa, his deputy, now the full governor of the state. What a life. Mr. Ayedatiwa was sworn in on Wednesday by the state chief judge Olusegun Odunshola at an event at the Kuku Conference Hall, Governor's Office, Alagbaka, Akure, hours after Akeredolu's death was announced. One of the emotional highlights from the event is the moment everybody rejoiced without minding the circumstances that brought about the occasion. This triggered mixed reaction as many ponder on what the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, described as a nothingness of life. Oh boy. So that is the video showing how people were jubilating, how people were rejoicing. Okay. Ayedatiwa, now the governor of Ondo State, following the Akeredolu's death. What a life. Mr. Ayedatiwa, in his inaugural speech, declared a 3-day mourning with all flags to be flown at half-mast, effective from Thursday, 28 December. Mr. Akeredolu died in the early hours of Wednesday after a long battle with leukemia and prostate cancer. Mr. Peter Obi had mourned the death of Akeredolu and the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Gali Umar Nahaba, who died on Wednesday, December 27 as well. 2 people died the same day. What a life. Now, wow. What a life. This is called nothingness of life. Absolute nothingness of life. The question is, when people are fighting to acquire heaven and earth, to acquire everything to themselves, you wonder if they know what life holds for everybody. Now, where's Akeredolu now? With all his title, with all his money, with everything, he's gone and he doesn't even have consciousness of what he has left behind as we speak. What a life I speak. Wow. So, some people are already reacting. But because in this text, we've seen that the new governor, which is Lucky Ayedatiwa, had decided to bring down the Ondo State flag, to halfway, in a way to, to mourn the governor for 3 days, the late governor for 3 days. I think that is a kind of state mourning. Even though they were rejoicing during the inauguration or during the swearing ceremony, of course, something must happen. That is it. So, but I think I don't think that Ayedatiwa had lost the consciousness of the relationship between him and his former boss, who is now lying in state. So let's get into the comments section. People are already saying something. So the fools are those rejoicing on the death of a man who have said to people, okay, their own death is following them. It is a way of all mortals. Farewell, Akiti. May God receive your soul. Amen. Kudos for your comment. I say you are the bigger fool. You don't tell people how to live their lives. They don't give them. No, Akeredolu didn't learn from Ayedatiwa. It is not always the best to have your deputy named Luck. Can you imagine? Because Ayedatiwa had good luck, Ebele Jonathan. Now, Akeredolu had his deputy as Lucky, Ayedatiwa. So when you see Luck, better be careful in your deputy. Now, wow. He lacked wisdom. Life is indeed nothing. It's called nothingness of life. That is it. Life is indeed nothing. Life is indeed nothing. Frankly speaking, Akeredolu, probably his wife actually ill-advised him. He didn't relinquish that office fast so that he could take care of his health. There's nobody that can be a governor or a president with ill health and still succeed. The stress in those places is just so much. You can even kill somebody fast. You can even wear out somebody that is healthy, not talk of somebody that is sick. But Akeredolu held on to power until death. Well, that is exactly what he wanted. So I would say they may not necessarily be rejoicing over the death of Akeredolu. There might be people from Lucky's local government felicitating with him as the new governor. Of course, that is it. People are just trying to insinuate and to read meaning into appearances and events. There's no way you can be having a swearing ceremony and you're shedding tears now. You must do one thing at a time. You mourn. Everybody cried, went back to swearing ceremony, had it, and it went back again to mourning. That is the truth. Every occasion determines how to respond to it. And that's exactly. I'm sorry to say that is life. You can't be loved 100%. Your deep love ends among your wives and children. That is truth. Just make sure you keep your wife and children, because once something happens to you, all those relatives and all those friends and all those people that they are very good to you, you could be surprised that it's because of what they're getting from you. When that thing is no more, you see the other side of them. But if so, they are not matured at all and their senses is melted. You never can tell. You never can tell, I tell you the truth. You never can tell. You never can tell. People are just insinuating. This is the height of foolish, that because death is the penalty of every living thing. They did not, I don't want to believe that they were rejoicing over the man's death. They were doing a ceremony which is joyous in a way for Lucky. It's joyous. It's a joyous moment for him. Okay? It's a joyous moment for him. You never can tell. Let's just be objective at least. And people are already emotionally commenting here. Say, let them rejoice and live their lives forever without dying. That is not it. What goes around comes around. Remember his speech when the former president was ill. Okay? You would have your own share one day.